Hi, I'm Tova with Professor Pincushion, and today I'm going to show you how to sew your own petticoat. This retro garment is making a comeback. Typically worn under circle skirts, petticoats help give skirts a fuller appearance. Ready for that extra volume? Let's go ahead and get started. Let's take a look at the supplies I'm going to be using for this project. So first I have my pattern. This is created from our petticoat pattern tutorial. If you haven't done that first, I recommend going through that before doing this tutorial. You need fabric for the skirt portion, crinoline for the facing. I recommend taking in your pattern so you get the exact amount you need, as everybody's is going to be a little bit different. I got 2 yards of each of these. You need a zipper, either a 7-inch or 9-inch zipper, whatever you prefer. Some pins and needles. You need to have some lace. The width is really dependent upon you, and you need to measure the hemline of your pattern for the petticoat pattern and then double it to get the amount that you need. Some all-purpose thread, scissors, sewing gauge, marker, and then 1/2 inch wide twill tape. From your facing pattern, you're going to cut 2 out of your crinoline, so 2 pieces of the crinoline for this one pattern. And then the same for your petticoat. So out of my petticoat pattern, I'm going to cut 2 out of my fabric. The first thing I'm going to do is stay stitch the waistline of my petticoat pieces. So you're going to start on either side and stitch your way to the middle. So I'm going to start here, go to the middle, and then start here, go to the middle. You're going to do this 3/8 of an inch away from the raw edge of your waistline. And I'm not stitching anything together. This is just a single layer, and you're just doing the stay stitching in order to keep the waistline from distorting later. So I'm going to do it for this piece, and then I'm going to do it for my other petticoat fabric piece. For the stay stitch, you can just do a regular length stitch. It's just a straight stitch, and don't forget to do your back stitching at the beginning and end of your stitches. Lay your 2 petticoat fabric pieces together, right side to right side, making sure that everything is lined up. We're going to be sewing the side seams next, so you're going to want to match up any notches and also the top and bottom of the skirt. So for this one, I'm going to pin and stitch my seam, whatever it was designated on your pattern. So for me, that's a 1/2 inch. This side, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to have a zipper. I have my double notch right here for the bottom placement of my zipper. So I'm just going to stitch from this point to the bottom, and from here and up, I'm going to leave open. Doing my 1/2 inch seam, don't forget to back stitch on the top and bottom of that seam. And when you finish, you can go ahead and press your seams open. We're going to start prepping the seam for our zipper. So I'm looking at the right side of my petticoat, and this is the open seam that we left from the last time. So what I'm going to do is on this right side, I'm going to fold under, so the raw edge is folded over 3/8 of an inch, and then on the left side, I'm going to do the same thing, but this time it's going to be a 1/2 inch. Take your zipper and place it under the right hand side that was folded over the 3/8. Now you want to make sure that the top of the zipper tab, is placed at least a 1/2 inch from the top of this raw edge. So I'm placing it a 1/2 inch, and I'm lining up this folded edge with the right side of the zipper teeth. And I'm going to pin it all the way down, and the end of the zipper should end right where your seam ends, right here. So after it's all pinned, I'm then going to do a basting stitch just to hold it into place without pins. To do my basting stitch, I'm just doing a hand running stitch, and I'm making my stitches about 1/8 of an inch away from my folded edge here. For the running stitch, I'm just coming up, and then I'm just going back straight down about 1/4 of an inch away from where I came out of my fabric. You can also do this with your sewing machine if you wish. I just prefer to do it by hand sometimes. So I'm just going along the top to the bottom of the zipper. Flip down the other side, and this folded edge now should line up with my 1/8 stitching line right here. So I'm going to line that up. I'm going to pin it into place, and then I'm going to do another basting stitch along this side. You're going to kind of have to find where the teeth are with your hands. So I'm filling it right now. So I'm not going to do it right next to it, but again, do it about 1/8 of an inch away from that. And you're going to go down the side, and then you can go across this way. And that's going to hold everything into place without the pins, and attach the 2 sides to the zipper tape with those basting stitches. Next, we're going to take this to our sewing machine, and we're going to stitch where we have our basting stitches. Now you want to get as close to the teeth as possible. So if you get closer with your sewing machine and it's closer than where your basting stitches are, that's perfectly fine. Because the zipper tab kind of gets in the way with you sewing, if I'm starting here, I can unzip this a little ways. So I can start here, sew down, and then once I get a little ways down, I can go ahead and zip it back up just to keep this out of the way, because that kind of makes it a little bit more difficult. So I'm going to go down the side and then down this side as well and across this bottom part. Use a zipper foot when sewing on your zipper, and I'm just doing a regular straight stitch, back stitching when I finish and start my stitch. And then when you finish, you can use a seam ripper to remove your basting stitches because we don't need those anymore. We're going to finish the top of our waistline with twill tape. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that. And we have our stay stitch at the 3/8 line. So I'm going to line up the bottom edge with my twill tape with that stitching line. So you can see the twill tape extends past the raw edge, because this is a 1/2 inch twill tape, so it's going to stick up a little bit. Now I'm going to extend this past the end of my zipper right here by about a 1/2 inch, because I can just fold it over like this and pin it into place. So I'm going to go around the whole waistline of the skirt like this, pinning it at that stay stitch line. My twill tape is pinned on. If we flip over each side here, you can see the twill tape wraps over to the back side or the wrong side, and it's above where the top of the zipper starts because we don't want to stitch over that or have that covered with twill tape. I'm now going to take it to my sewing machine and stitch all along the bottom edge of the twill tape. You can see in sewing my twill tape, I'm getting pretty close to the edge. I'm just doing a regular straight stitch, and don't forget to back stitch. Now take your twill tape and turn it to the inside of the skirt. So we don't want to see any twill tape on the right side. You're just going to fold it over and you're going to pin it into place for the whole thing. Now you can see on this side, because it kind of overlapped a little bit because of this edge right here, I just folded the twill tape diagonally so it's not really overlapping the teeth. So it'll make it easy to zip it up and down. Once you have this all pinned into place, you can go ahead and press the top so it looks nice and neat, and then you can go ahead and do a basting stitch all along the bottom now. Once you have that basting stitch in, you can flip it over so you're looking at the right side of the garment, and then do a stitch right on top of that basting stitch. We're now going to focus on the hemline. So I'm starting here at one of my side seams, and I'm going to go ahead and grab my lace. So I have the right side, wrong side. This is the top of the lace, this is the bottom of the lace. I'm going to flip it over so I'm looking at the wrong side. The top of the lace is going to match up with the raw edge of the hemline. Instead of just placing it like this, I'm actually going to fold it about a 1/2 inch, and then I'm going to pin it. And I'm going to pin this edge of this lace all the way around to my hemline. Now when I get to the other side, let me just pin this real fast. Let me grab the other end of my lace here. So we'll pretend like I made it all the way around. You can just go ahead and lay this on top. You don't need to fold it over. It's just going to overlap, because once this gets turned over, then you're going to have the folded side showing. So again, so it's the right side of the skirt, right side of the lace together. Just pin it, and then we're going to do a machine basting stitch right along the edge. Place your crinoline facing pieces together, and you're going to match up the two side seams. So this side seam and then this side seam over here. Make sure the raw edges in the top and bottom match up. You're going to go ahead and pin each side, and then you're going to do your 1/2 inch seam allowance. Press your seams so they're open, and I have my facing wrong side out. You're going to go all along the top edge of the facing, and you're going to turn it over to the wrong side a 1/2 inch, and then you can go ahead and do a basting stitch right along the top just to hold it into place. Have your petticoat right side out, and then have your facing wrong side out. So it's right side to right side when you place them together on top of each other. So I'm just taking my crinoline, I'm slipping it over my skirt or my petticoat so they're together. Now we have this one raw edge. If I look up here, here's my folded edge that I just created. So it's the opposite side. and I actually have a notch here to match up. So I'm matching up notches, I'm matching up seams. I got a seam over here, and I'm going to go ahead and pin these together, matching up the raw edges all along the bottom, and then I'm going to go ahead and sew my seam. In my case, it's going to be 1/4 of an inch. Pull your crinoline facing away from your skirt at that seam that you just created. Now you want to have your seam allowance underneath the crinoline. So I'm going to pull this forward, if I can grab it. And the lace and my fabric is going to be in the opposite direction. So you can see right here my seam allowance right here. So I'm going to stitch right next to that seam line on the facing part, and that's going to be my understitch. This understitch is going to make it easier to turn our facing to the inside of our petticoat, and you can see I'm doing it right along next to that seam line, and you're going to do this for the full seam line length, so all the way around the bottom of the hemline. And you're just doing a regular straight stitch. Put your facing back on the inside of the skirt, which I've already done here. Next, just to make it look really nice and neat and finished, you're going to do a top stitch. So I would do it on my yellow polka dot fabric here, just right along the edge, but make sure you do it on the fabric and not on the lace. The top stitch is going to make the bottom of your petticoat look really professional, and you're just doing just a regular straight stitch. You can see I'm just doing it right along that bottom edge there. Our crinoline is attached down here at the hemline, but up here it's still loose. So we need to make sure that we attach this top part. Now this is the folded edge that we had basted earlier, and you can see that it's going towards the back of our skirt. So we have a nice folded edge on the right side of the crinoline. I'm going to match up any seams that I have just up here at the top, and I'm going to go ahead and start pinning it into place. You can tell that I'm looking at the inside of my skirt. Then I'm just going to flatten out the rest and pin it all the way around. You're then going to do a basting stitch right along this top edge, again all the way around, and that's going to give you a tacking stitch. So we can flip it over to look at the right side, and on the right side we have our stitching lines. Now you can use your basting stitch as a guideline, or you can use the stitching lines that we had from our pattern, and you're going to stitch right on top there using a regular straight stitch. And afterwards you can remove your basting stitches if they're still showing, or you can just stitch right on top of your basting stitch. You just want to make sure that you're catching the crinoline on the other side so that top part of the facing is attached. After you have your crinoline stitched in, your petticoat is finished. Now you can pair it with your favorite circle skirt. If you make a petticoat, please share a picture with us. Our book, Professor Pincushion's Beginner Guide to Sewing, Garment Making for Nervous Newbies, is now available to order. Go to professorpincushion.com/books or click on the link in the description to see a list of vendors where you can purchase it.